underway. You can kill my mind for flow, hold me till I scream forever. And wash me over until my will runs dry. Send all your sins all over me, baby, baby.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I hope all is well with you. Today I'm coming with another story time. But before we get into it, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit that push notification bell so you're notified whenever I drop a video. And know that all things are alleged, in my opinion, is for entertainment and commentary purposes only. Now let's get into it. So the last story time I did, I told y'all the young lady's name was Destiny, and I told y'all that she reminded me of another Destiny who I already did a story time on. Well, she has another story time. So we gonna get into it. And I want y'all to peep how similar their personalities are. But this Destiny is also such a great storyteller. She be having me rolling. So without further ado, we're gonna get into the story time and see what Miss Destiny has for us. Let's see, let's get the stage set and ready for Destiny.
Story time on play that shit.
Uh-oh.
M-I-S-E-R. Roses are red. Roses are red, violets are blue, niggas is raggedy, so I gotta pay for. Let's get into it. Story time on how I don't play that shit. I just don't play that shit, especially when it come to my kids. M-I-S-E-R-Y. All you weird bitches do is make up lies. M-I-S-E-R-Y. Y'all keep playing with me and I don't know why. Yes, I have a restraining order on me for 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do y'all think I give a fuck? No. But let's rewind the tapes and let's take it back. The most important piece of information to understand during this whole story time is Destiny does not have any baby daddies. Destiny is just related to the same kids as somebody else on this earth. This stranger met in 2012, at the end of 2012, around October. I got pregnant in February of 2013. We had our daughter in October of 2013. I got pregnant again. Got taken to court in between this time. Why would I have another baby by somebody who took me to court? Don't ask me stupid fucking questions because I don't have the answers. Got pregnant again on Father's Day of 2014. Had our son at the top of 2015. Okay? Fast forward through all of that. We're on and off, 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 on and off. But when we're off, we're off. I've never been the type to like mess with my baby daddy or be the type to be like, oh my God, like I can still mess with my baby daddy if I want to. No. Now, this is an important piece of information. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I had went through the stranger's phone and I had seen a message that said like, you shouldn't be having no baby by her. That should have been my baby. I never said nothing about the message ever. But I don't forget shit. I got a compartment in my head labeled weird shit. I forget nothing. Okay, so boom. Fast forward to 2019. Me and the stranger were not together, but he had ended up texting me like out of the blue. We had went no contact. Like unless it was about the kids, we did not communicate. So when he texted me, he was like, I really need to talk to you. Can you please come talk to me? And I was on the phone with my best friend. And I'm like, I don't want to go talk to him. Like I went against everything in me going to talk to this man. And she was like, Destiny, just go talk to him. You don't know what he has to say. You might need to hear it. So I'm like, all right, like, you know, we related to the same kids, so I will go see what he got to say. So I go sit
She's
down.
taking me out
and
with that.
Whatever. He's telling me all these things. He's crying, telling me how he's sorry. And he know he messed up, and God told him to go get his family back, and now he wants his family back. So boom, 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 boom. We end up back together, right? So we end up back together, and I think we got back together around like August of 2019. So we back together, and one day we in the car and we driving, and he get a phone call from this girl, and I'm like he just like, it sounds like he's consoling her, or like trying to talk, like help her, and she's venting to him. So I'm like, who are you talking to? And like he tell me, and I'm like, what? And then so we get off the phone, I'm like, what she call you for? Like, what is y'all on the phone for? And he like, well, she just be calling me and talking to me like it ain't nothing. That's just my friend. We be praying together and going to Bible study or whatever the fuck. And she was just talking to me about her baby daddy and the problems that they be having. She just vented to me, and I'm like, I don't think it's a, mind y'all, don't forget about the text message that I seen in 2013. This is that same girl.
I knew
so
it.
I don't like her because she wants you. I've been saying this, right?
Y'all, if y'all haven't watched my first story time on Miss Destiny, go watch it after this, because that ties into this, I believe. I'm almost certain, but it sounds about the same.
She's been wanting you, been saying this. And so the fact that she on the phone crying to you is confusing the fuck out of me. If you telling me you want your family back. Matter of fact, we was engaged at this point. And then he had the audacity to ask me, can she come to our wedding? Fuck no. Let's get into it. Story time on how I don't play that shit.
Okay. Now I know for a fact.
Me and the stranger got engaged December of 2019. Our wedding was set for August of 2020. We had to push our wedding back to March 21st of 2021 due to COVID. So during this time, I told him during that conversation that he had when he asked me, can she come to our wedding? And I said, fuck no. Like, I don't fuck with her because she likes you. She likes you. She has feelings for you and she want to be with you. And it's weird. And I don't fuck with our relationship. So like, that's out. Like, she's not coming to our wedding. That's not your friend. Not when you engage to me, because no woman who wants you is your friend. After I said what I said, I said what I said. Like, I don't, you told me that was your friend. I told you she couldn't come to our wedding, and I told you that she wanted you.
So now I know for a fact what she's saying now does tie in with that other story time that I did. So make sure y'all go check that out so y'all can see how, I guess, this all kind of rolls into each other. But let her carry on.
In a discussion, that was the end of it. She wasn't coming to the wedding. Why can't my friend come? Because she's not coming. She's not your friend. She want to be your girlfriend. What weird is that? So I leave that there. She's not coming to my wedding, and she wants you. That's done. Me and him wedding planning, we going through or whatever. And this is the time that everybody is getting the PPP loans, which I should have fucking got, but I didn't. Right? But somebody in his family had ended up being nosy as fuck on my Snapchat and told him that I ended up buying. Come to find out, this is why we broke off our engagement. Somebody ended up telling him that I got the PPP loan because I bought a Gucci purse. And he didn't talk to me for 2 weeks. And then he finally ended up texting me at work and was like, it's just been heavy on me. I just needed to know, did you get a loan to get the Gucci purse? And I'm like, a loan? And I'm like, no. Like, who the fuck told you that? Like, I'm like, no, I didn't. So then we was talking about it one day and I'm like, who told you that? He was like, it was somebody in my family. And I'm like, who told you? And he's like, I'm not going to tell you. And I said, don't start shit. I said, they started shit over here for 2 weeks over a Gucci purse.
Yeah.
You could be mad that I spent all the money that was in my bank account on this purse, but you over here mad that you think I got a fucking loan because somebody is talking shit and you think I'm about to go smile in these weird bitches' faces?
Facts.
And he's like, I'm not going to do that. You're going to tell me who it is, or like, I'm not going to go smile in your family face and they weird starting shit.
Not to mention, the fact that he was willing to believe it off rip and just egg you for 2 weeks, like you didn't think to ask me. Now that it's heavy on your heart and all of that, you want to come around and ask? Nah, nah, nah. Keep believing what you believed, because clearly you wanted to believe the story. You wanted to believe the narrative. But even if that was the case, who cares? Like, did it come out your check? Did it come out your pocket? Did it come out your bank account? Why you tripping off of that? A PPP loan was government issued. So it's not hitting your pockets. I'm trying to understand why he was so uptight about it. Why was his panties in a damn bunch?
Whatever. We let that go. He was like, do you even ask me to pray? At that moment, I already knew you're talking to somebody, because where the fuck did that even come from? I know where that came from, but I'm not saying nothing. Okay? So
Right.
one day I ended up texting him. We was beefing. So I was outside and I ended up texting him like, what time do you go to work? He texts me back and says, if you don't want me to be here, I'll just move out. So then I sat in my car and I watched him move all his shit out. Me and the stranger got engaged December of 2019. So as I'm sitting in my car in my parking stall, watching the stranger walk up and down my stairs, getting his stuff and making trips, I'm just sitting there watching him. We say nothing to each other. He gets in his car and he vanishes into the night.
That's because he wanted to. You know how they say dudes, when they want to go creep, they'll start a fake argument or whatever so that they could be out and doing whatever they want to do. That was that, in my opinion. He wanted a reason to leave. So now he's trying to act like you asking a simple question sparked him moving out all his stuff. What time do you go to work? That's all it took. What did I say that was wrong in that question? You would have thought I said F your mammy and your pappy too. Like, gosh, that's all it took for you to want to move out? God forbid you ask him what he wants to eat for dinner. He might set it off for real, for real. Like, what is the problem?
We say nothing else unless it has to do about our kids. That's it. Nothing about our relationship, nothing. I emotionally checked out of that relationship when I realized I was paying for this wedding by myself and basically planning this shit by myself. Like, I already knew we were not going to make it to the altar. But I did try because this was my family, right? Like, I don't judge nobody trying for their family, but at some point you gotta realize it's not gonna work. And I already realized that when one day I sat there and I told him, like, you don't like me. Like, you may love me and care about me as a mother of your kids, but as a person, you don't fuck with me and I don't fuck with you either. So when we broke up, it's August of 2020. We both, I'm pretty sure now know, like, we're not ever going to get back together. Like, we broke off an engagement. It's done. Like, there's no more tries. Like, take me out of the eggs in your basket, please. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I've been going outside with a nigga that made me mad. I had a sneaky link like 6 weeks later, only because I was already emotionally checked out. Like, I've been going through this for years. Like, so like, once it wasn't going to work, I knew this time it wasn't going to work. Like, where the niggas at? Unfortunately for him, your kids do be your biggest ops. And one day we at my grandma's house and we sitting in the car and I'm in the front seat and my kids on the phone and they talking to him. And all I hear my daughter say is, "Oh, daddy, where you at? You at Lady Glitter Sparkle's house?" And I'm like, is he at Lady Glitter Sparkle's house? Mind you, Lady Glitter Sparkles is the same bitch that I told him wanted him, who he was trying to invite to my wedding, who was his friend.
The picture though. Destiny. Please exit stage left. Child, what is not Lady Glitter Sparkles. I'm done.
Right? So I'm listening, I don't say nothing, right? So I'm like, "Oh, y'all met Lady Glitter Sparkles?" And she's like, "No, but my daddy always over there." I said, oh, okay. Compartment labeled weird shit. Put it in there. So I didn't say nothing, right? So like, I think like maybe like a month passed. And one day I'm at work, and I work down the street from his grandma's house. So one day I'm at work and I'm on the phone with him, and we're talking about the babies, but I hear his grandma like, oh, hi. And I hear her in the background. Oh, y'all think y'all about to play in my face? So I get him, I leave work. I got a family emergency. I leave work and I pull up to his grandma's house. And I wait for them to come outside. As soon as they come outside, I run up on her. So as I'm sitting in my car in my parking stall, watching the stranger walk. So before I could even run up on her, I had pulled up and I was sitting in my car for like 30 minutes before they came outside because it was being fucking scary. And there's no way, I just don't understand how anybody could be so fucking scared and you was fucking with somebody, man. Like, you had to have known an ass whooping was coming your way. So as I'm sitting there and my irritation and my anger is lowering because I really don't give a fuck enough to be doing all this. Like, Destiny, you're really doing the fucking most. You're doing your biggest one. Like, what are you doing here? Like, how would Joe dude feel if he knew you was here about to beat somebody up over your baby daddy? Even though it's not about my baby daddy, it's about the fucking principle of the situation. There's no way in fucking hell Lady Glitter Sparkles in her mind can't think she don't deserve to get her ass beat. Like, there's just no way anybody who was preying on someone else's man don't think they deserve an ass whooping deep in the depths of their soul. They have to know. So when I get out the car, they're like, oh my God. Like, she runs in the house damn near in tears. And so they're like, you need to go. We're going to call the police. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about y'all calling the police. Like, I really don't give a fuck. Like, I was so mad. But at this point, I have to stay in character because I already did too fucking much. When I got here and I sat here and I was just sipping on my soda and I realized, like, you don't give a fuck. I already told myself, like, but you here now. So now you gotta stay in character. So
not staying in character.
I had ended up pulling my car around like this corner to where like they thought I would leave. And like, here come his grandpa walking around the corner peeking around. So I started cracking the fuck up because like, not trying to call on to me, not trying to know my hiding spot, not trying to know the tricks. Because as soon as they was about to pull out, I was about to be on their ass like back pockets. You hear me?
Not
so
like
then I'm sitting there and I see my phone ring. It's my mom. As soon as I see my mom call me and I answer, I say no. I don't let her get a word in because no. And she like, Dash, you need to leave. Like, I don't even know why they called you because what in the fuck was calling my mama gonna do? I am grown as fuck. What is calling her gonna do? But I ended up leaving because I really, truthfully, honestly, it's the principle of the situation. I don't give a fuck, right? So this was at the end of 2020, so maybe like November, December, and I ended up sending her this DM. And why do I have this? Because this is from 2020 and she has brought it to court in 2023, 2024, like 2022. This has seen so many courtrooms, it don't make no sense. And it says, you've been wanting my baby daddy from the start, and I hope you happy you got him. But now I'm here too, and you don't got one time to play in my kid's face. I know that. And then I said she better hope I don't ever see her, right? So that was in 2021. In 2020, me and him broke up in August of 2020. They got engaged February of 2021. The bitch he told me was just his friend. Bitter. Bitch, I was mad as fuck. But at the end of the day, it was the principle, right? So they get engaged in February. Someone tell me like, Destiny, you see they got engaged. So when I go look to see on my page, because I'm not scared of nobody, the fuck, yeah, you can. Yes, I'm here looking at this fucking circus. Yes, I am, clown. So I look and I post on my Instagram. At that point, I just posted a video of me laughing, like when y'all tell me what my my dumbass baby daddy just went and did. Because first of all, there's no fucking way I'm going to say yes to somebody proposing to me and they just got out of an engagement. August, September, October, November, December, January, February, 6 months ago. and with someone they have 2 kids by. There's just no way, right?
I have to agree with her on that one. It's too close. Too close. But that just also shows that they've been building. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't new to them. That's why they were able to move that quick. They've been in a relationship, in my opinion.
Right? Not my business. They get engaged. I go on the page and I'm looking, and under the caption of the engagements is like, God promised me this. I just want to thank God. He told me that he will always keep his promises, and he promised me a husband, and I have someone who loves me. There's no.
He promised you someone else's man? How that work? People be just coming up with stuff and running with it. Child, how you get it, how you, that's all I can say. But she was clearly okay with playing the back fiddle um, while he was actually in a relationship with Destiny. But again, how you get them is how you lose them. God ain't promised you that. I don't know who. I'm not saying nobody promised you, but it wasn't God. God ain't the agent. He don't do chaos, and that's straight up chaos. She was okay with playing the backfield while he, kind of straddled the fence, but he kept promising. You could tell he kept promising the other girl that he was gonna leave her, and they were trying to sabotage it. Or I think dude was playing the fence because he really didn't want to, but then he felt pressure to, and whatever. But either way, God ain't the author of confusion.
No way in fucking hell. And then I'm looking at people congratulate Lady Glitter Sparkles. Like, are y'all slow and simple like this bitch? There's no way y'all are congratulating somebody who said that they were preying on someone else's man.
Boom.
His family. You are preying on his family to be destroyed so you could have him? That's demoniacal. So boom,
Not demoniacal.
they get engaged, whatever. He instantly calls me after he gets engaged, like 2 days later. I'm in the car on my way home with my grandma. And he called me. He's like, I just wanted to let you know that I'm engaged. I said, I don't give a fuck.
Fact.
He told me at least 4 times that he was engaged and he was getting married. And I told him all 10 of those times, I don't give a fuck. To the point where I had to end up telling him, like, I'm married. And he was like, oh, I didn't know you were married. Right, because it's none of your fucking business. You see how that works? It ain't my business what the fuck you got going on. Then he's calling me like, can the kids come to my wedding? Like, why the fuck wouldn't your kids be able to come to your wedding? Then I'm like, when are you even getting married? So then he tell me, and I'm looking on the calendar because we have a week on, week off schedule, and your wedding is on your week. You literally could have just looked at the calendar the same way I did. But in my mind, you just want me to know you getting married, and I just want you to know I don't give a fuck. So
that's it right there. I was waiting for her to finish, but he literally kept saying it because he was trying to get under her skin and probably hoped to get a reaction out of her. He probably wanted to triangulate the two between each other, but when you have someone that don't care, that ain't never gonna work. She was like, and next, what's the problem? What's your point? And like, get out of here. And so her other point, that he's asking if the kids could come to the wedding, yet it falls on his days. You didn't even have to ask, which again gives credence to the fact that he just wanted her to know. He just wanted to try to put that out there so that she could pop off. He wanted a situation how she popped up to the grandparents' house. He wanted that. He wanted to create that atmosphere where they were going back and forth fighting over him. I don't know what it does for their ego, but they be loving that stuff. Nah. She can have you. And I'm glad she let him go because, first off, a dude who will just listen to someone, and I get it's his family member, but I don't care. You don't know who's out here. You can't trust nobody, family or foe. So the fact that you were blindly willing to listen to someone and not talk to me for 2 weeks, it's one thing to listen to them, but then you don't fact check, you don't do nothing, you just straight ignore me for 2 weeks. You run off emotion, my brother, and I'm all set with that. I can't stand someone who run off emotion all the time. So there's that. And then the fact that you have this girl in your ear that you're constantly entertaining, talking about that's my friend, then you end up with her. Homeboy, you a waste of time. I wouldn't give you. You lucky she answered, and I'm sure she only answered on the strength of her kids. But you would get no time of day from me, because who got time for these dudes who act like females? Like, all this attention seeking. Call your mama. You sound like you have deep seated issues. You need some attention. Maybe some that you didn't get while growing up. But it ain't here that you gonna get it, baby. Better go find Lady Glitter Sparkle. Ask her for some attention.
Oh, he gets married in August of 2021. Okay? Our original wedding date was March 21st of 2021. That ain't my business. I just want y'all to know how much of a side bitch bitches really be. And just be so proud of it. Like, you're goofy. So from all of 2021 up until like this weird bitch followed my new dude on Instagram, it was no problems.
Whoa.
Me and the stranger was co-parenting well. I ended up telling him, like, you know, like, at the end of the day, you getting married, I moved on. This is due for the both of us. We need to just be able to coexist in an equal space. And so the kids, you know, our kids got to get used to it too. This is something that they're getting thrown into too. Like, us dating new people is new for them too. So we need to make it as smooth as possible. So during that time, I'm telling him, like, you know, like, as long as my kids is loved and are being treated right, I don't give a fuck about nothing. I don't care who you date. I don't care who you want to date. Be happy as long as my kids are treated right. This is what I'm telling him.
I know that's right. But you know what I just thought about too? So if you go back to the other video that I did, you'll see why I say this. But he was giving her a dog whistle to ruin their wedding day. He was hoping and praying she would have showed up to ruin that wedding day. Oh my gosh. And again, you have to go check that other video, and you'll see why it all makes sense.
Fast forward all the way until the end of 2021. So now we're going into 2022 when everybody find out who my dude is. And this bitch follows my new dude on Instagram. And I'm like, and so I text the stranger, like, bro, like, get your wife. Why is she following my dude on Instagram? And he's like, they were friends. I don't understand why it don't matter. Why don't you understand why it matters that your wife is a weird ass bitch? What is she?
Yeah. See, what do you mean they was friends? Because if they was friends, then she wouldn't have just been following him. It's giving she's following him now because I'm dealing with him. Yeah, she's a weirdo. It's giving she's not in love with the dude. It's giving she's in love with Destiny. She wants whatever Destiny has. Or maybe she's trying to like recreate her life to be like Destiny. I don't know. But it's weird. Why are you following? That is so weird. When she said that the first time, I'm like, what? Okay, I'm gonna try to shut up so y'all can listen to the story time because I'm floored.
Following your baby mama dude for. Then come to find out she was getting fucked on the floor at his house by his homie. What? Now, 2021 comes to an end. Now we leading up, everything was good. And now stuff's starting to get weird. And like, I'm not feeling right. Going into 2022, I almost burned my kitchen down. And that was a sign. So before I could even run up on her, I had pulled up and after my daughter's birthday party, shit just started to get weird. Co-parenting started to get way more difficult. Like, just things that were never an issue started to become an issue. Like, and I just kept saying, like, something not right. Like, something don't feel right. Something's going to happen. Boom, set my kitchen on fire. Started my 2022. Going to 2022. I ended up having to cuss the stranger out because he texted my phone trying to just, like, dictate shit about some fucking shoes. That I was already going to get my son a new pair of shoes, even though my son decided to stop his bike with the top of his foot. If I bought my son some brand new shoes today, when he go to school tomorrow, they're going to look like he's had them for a week. And that's not my fault. right? So I ended up having to cuss him out because leave me the fuck alone about some shoes, bro. If you was that worried about it, you would have just bought him some new shoes, no?
Fact.
But I'm gonna get, right? That's where the beef started. February 2022. We're at my kid's game, my son's basketball game. They have been playing basketball here since they have been able to play sports. Their dad worked here, okay? Like my whole family plays there. It's just a staple in the community, this rec center. So my kids have played there since they've been 3. So it was after their game, and my daughter wanted to come with me. It was her dad's week. She wanted to come with me to my little cousin's game. I said, ask your dad. She asked him. I heard him say yes. His 2 other people heard him say yes. She comes with me. We gone. We get to where we going. We only going like 15 minutes away. She get on the phone and I hear her like, okay. And I'm like, who you talking to? And she's like, my dad. And he yelled, I said, give me the phone. And I'm like, what happened? And he was like, I told her to hang up on you. Not in the mood. Who the fuck are you yelling at? And what are you yelling fucking for at her? You yelling at her like she could stop me from taking her. If she came with me, she's not going to tell me no, I'm her mom. So what are you yelling at her for? Hang up.
I couldn't agree more. Like, people need to stop putting unnecessary trauma on these kids too, by way of yelling at them and making them feel guilty for stuff they can't control. This is why you have people who, or kids, I mean, I think they innately feel that way, but it doesn't help the situation. Like, for instance, a divorce. They'll feel like it's their fault, even though they did nothing. There's nothing they could have done that could have stopped, the divorce or help the divorce. It's just one of those things sometimes. And they'll feel guilty, right? So when you do stuff like this as well, yelling at her as if, like Destiny just said, as if she can stop me from taking her is wild. She's a baby. If anything, come at me with that because I clearly took her. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be yelling at my baby like that. We be scrapping in these streets for real. I don't play about my kids.
Hang up on you, not in the mood. Boom, he called the police on me. The police report says respondent did not want police present, just wanted to let them know that he's going to pick the child up. This is what it says. Because I told him, come pick her up. I'm not bringing her back because you said I could take her. Everyone heard you say I could take her. You know you said that, but you're being a weirdo. So you come get her. Called the police. Gets there with the police. One of the police officers get there before me. I'm talking to her. He gets there with the other police officer. He's asking me, he asked the police officer, why are you even talking to me? Not the people you called. You called them. I called him. No, you called the police and they roll in twos. They roll together.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Like he had a direct line.
Called the police on me. Boom. That's the first incident. Boom. Served me with a restraining order because he was like, I'm going to keep our son away from me. And I told him, I'm going to slap the fuck out of your wife when she dropped that baby. That's what I told him. I'm going to beat her the fuck up. That's what I said when she has her baby, right? So now he goes and he files the police is here. So like if it was something that serious, they would have arrested me because the police is here during this. So apparently they see you're also doing the provoking, but I'm the crazy one. So, and I don't give a fuck, right? So I put that on TikTok. That video goes viral. But I ended up deleting the video. It had like 165,000 views. But I ended up deleting it because I had just got hired at a new job. And I deleted it because I didn't want that to affect my job. Because it was just a very hostile situation. And it just wasn't good, right? So like I ended up deleting the video. So he ends up serving me court papers. Y'all, when I get these court papers, it's a restraining order. This is the first restraining order I tried to get in 2022. He tried to get it. He lied on there and he said that I threatened to unalive his wife. He lied and said just all these things that I like, just was like trying to assassinate my character. Then went and filed for full fucking custody of my kids. Full custody. Wrote in the custody agreement that I let my daughter wear skirts, that I let my daughter walk to the mall.
I'm sorry. Is wearing a skirt against the law? What does the daughter wearing skirts got to do with anything? Yeah, he's giving bipolar. But I kind of feel like it's not just him. He got Lady Glitter Sparkle in his ear telling him to do these things.
Closest mall away from me is like 3 miles. That I let her wear really long false nails. That just a whole bunch of shit about my parenting that, like, y'all, that when I read that, I didn't, my cousin is the one who left the restraining order, because when I got that, I didn't even read that. Like, my cousin read that. So she really is the one who told me what was in there. That got denied. In 2022, that restraining order got fucking denied, right? So they have been trying to get a restraining order on me since 2022. 2022, mind you, they bother the fuck out of me. So how are you trying to get a restraining order on me? But I digress. I'm reading him trying to take my kids full custody. Like, didn't want me to have no custody. Literally trying to take them from school, trying to say they haven't been to school and they have all these absences. Mind y'all, they had 28 absences in 2020 during COVID, when we had to be quarantined for 14 days. What's 14 plus 14, chat? Put it in the chat below. So now he's in court telling these people, like, and the absences, I said, we were engaged during this time. So if they wasn't going to school, they wasn't going to school with you either. That sent me into the deepest depression of my life. After my daughter. So I'm sitting on the couch and I'm reading these papers. And at first, I'm just reading them and I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, there is no fucking way anybody is trying to take my kids. I pride myself on being a good fucking mother from the time I gave birth. Nobody will ever be able to say anything about my parenting. You will never be able to bad mom me. Not ever. Not from birth till today will anybody ever be able to bad mom me. Ever, right? So, and me and him have never had issues like this in co-parenting. We have been through court. He's taken me to court at least 5 times before this. We have changed our schedule outside of court. Our court order before 2022 was every other day. He had them Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That was our court order from when 2015 we went to court and added our son to our original court order that he took me to court for in 2013 when my baby was 2 weeks old. Because I told him he couldn't take my baby by himself and she was 2 weeks without me. And I just, even from that moment, I didn't really fuck with nobody in his family, because there's no fucking way. As a mother, you don't understand why I, as a new mother, would not want someone to take my 2-week-old baby that I'm breastfeeding. But no, I'm the problem. Never gave a fuck. Will always, I don't care about being nobody problem with behind my kids. But nobody could ever come and say I tried to take nobody kids away from them. I tried to keep nobody kids away from them. Nothing. Never. Not even now till this day. Out of all the shit that I've been through, right? They drugged me through the fucking mud. I really feel like my ex and the stranger grabbed me by my ponytails in the beginning of 2022 and was like, let's drag this bitch. That's how I feel, for real. I feel like they dragged me. Y'all, just a disclaimer, my grandma here watching grandma. I be cussing. Throw some Bible scriptures in the comments, because they need them, grandma. You know they need them. So boom, as I'm reading the court papers, I want to read y'all these court papers. I have to find them. Keep in mind, he was at my baby's birthday party, October 2021. The first domestic violence restraining order that he tried to get against me, that got fucking denied, was in February of 2022. He's only been married at this time. I don't know. Y'all do the fucking math. Here's what the restraining order says. On 2/5/2022, Destiny threatened my wife and unborn child. I was forced to call the police department to get assistance with picking up my daughter. During the exchange and in front of the police officers, Destiny was yelling and threatening me with, "I'm going to beat your wife ass as soon as she dropped that baby. I'm going to fuck her up as soon as she has your baby. Because I can't beat you the fuck up, but I'll beat your wife the fuck up." I have attached the incident report as Exhibit A. Destiny recorded the confrontation and posted it all over her social media accounts. Co-parenting with a cop caller who be loud and wrong as fuck still stands. Please see Exhibit B. Destiny posted the videos hoping for publicity and stated that hopes of it going viral so the whole world could see how fucking goofy you are. Yes. If I do not obtain a DVPA to protect my wife and myself, Destiny will continue to harass and disrupt our lives daily. This is court. You're not supposed to lie in court document. In the beginning, in the top, it says, "I declare the following of my own firsthand knowledge under the penalty of perjury." Disrupt our daily lives is literally insane. On February 5th, 2022, my son had his first basketball game of the season. I am his coach. My son's mother, Destiny, came to watch the game, as I've been doing for years. After the game, Destiny left the game and took our daughter, even though it was my custodial week with our children. I arrived to the game with both of my children and was only able to leave with our son. I called my daughter to ask her why she left, and Destiny grabbed the phone and began yelling and cursing at me. Right, because why the fuck are you yelling at a child and her mother is the fucking grown adult? She don't drive a car. I asked Destiny to return our daughter to me, and she refused. Right. Destiny informed me that if I wanted her, that I would have to go pick her up from where she was going. Does that sound like I kept his child from him? I'm confused. Come get her. I asked for a keep the peace when picking up my daughter. Right? Mind you, he asked for a keep the peace. But in the police report, it says respondent did not want police present for exchange, was only calling to inform the police of what was going on. Female in the background pressing respondent to have police present. That's what the police report says from that day. Police officers from the police department met with me to pick up my daughter and to speak with her. Destiny approached me with her cell phone out recording with many of her family members, and they were recording as well. Now he was lying on y'all too. After the officer spoke to Destiny and me, she then included our daughter in the conversation, trying to make our daughter speak on her behalf. I asked my daughter, "Journey, did your dad say that you could go with me?" And she said yes. But that needs to be in there, because I don't understand why people act like children don't fucking see or hear, and they're not involved in the bullshit that you are involved in. Like, misery. I'm telling you, misery love company.
That's so true. And I was just sitting here thinking, like, all the cop had to do was ask the daughter, because the daughter is the one that went and asked her dad if she could go with her mom. So I'm sure she's old enough at that point to know. 2021, she said she had her daughter in 2013, right? So, yeah, 2013. So in 2021-ish, 2022, she would have been like 8, 9. So she's well aware of what's going on, right? So she would have been able to speak up to say what happened. And not to mention, I'm pretty sure if it didn't happen that way, they would have brought some charges against her for kidnapping or whatever the case. And also, why would she take the daughter and not the son too? If she was going to take them, I'm sure she would have took both of them. Why would she leave with just one? But people, I don't know. Like, that's her time off. I'm pretty sure she doesn't mind having her kids. But if they're going to be with dad, then I'm sure she's cool with that too.
After the conversation, Destiny attempted to attack me after I told her I was leaving. One of Destiny's family members tried to tackle her to prevent her from attacking me. Both officers were forced to restrain Destiny from attacking me while trying to push me out of the way to protect me from her.
But they didn't arrest her? You mean to tell me all of that happened and they didn't arrest her?
As stated above, Destiny was yelling and threatening me in terms of threatening to harm my wife and once our unborn child is born. I threatened to harm her before she was pregnant. I'm so fucking confused. The fact that Destiny posted the video that she did put my career, my family, and our children's well-being at risk. All of the viewing is in a negative light as to me, my family, and our family. The video reached over 190,000 views and has well over 1,000 comments and shares on it. This has put me in a situation to have to tell my job more about my personal life due to coworkers coming across it, and it put me at risk for my coaching job, being that my athletes' parents come across this video as well. My wife was put in the same position where her clients, family, coworkers, and friends, because they have all viewed and or been made aware of this video. This is defamation of character and can possibly hinder me in the upcoming things I'm trying to do in my community for the youth. Defamation is the act of communicating false information that harms a person's reputation. There are two types of defamation: libel and slander. Defamation that is written or broadcast, such as in a publication or on television, and slander, defamation that is spoken or oral. This is defamation of character. I can sue you for defamation. You can't sue me. Mind y'all, I never told him he couldn't come pick this baby up. You could have came and got her. I never kept her from you. Come pick her up. I'm just not taking her to you. But you called the police and you did all of this, so I recorded you and I put you on the internet. So what sent me into my depression is just reading there's no fucking way you're trying to take my kids from me. Like, I could not understand why anybody will be trying to take my kids from me. Like, I will never fucking understand. Like, I would never do that to him. I would never try to take nobody's kids from them, because you're not a bad fucking parent. And you know I'm not a bad parent. But you're trying to take my kids away from me because of somebody fucking else, and because of the likeliness of your marriage, because that's what the fuck this is about. That's what I've been saying since 2022. You're doing all of this because you got married and a bitch don't know her place. And I'm going to have to be the one to show them their place, because you're not about to play with me and my kids. So we go to court. Everything he asked for gets denied. We in court, and the mediator's like, you're just going to try to take the kids away from their mom? You don't think that they deserve to spend time with their mom? Hurry the fuck up and answer quick. So boom, we go to court the first time. Nothing happens. Everything gets denied because you're goofy as fuck, and the courts can see how fucking goofy you are. And he's like, she's so difficult to co-parent with. And the judge is like, well, it looks like y'all have been doing the schedule you're in here talking about for over a year. So I came up with it. And the judge is like, it don't matter who came up with it. Did she agree with it? I can't be that fucking difficult if we've been co-parenting outside of a scheduled court order and it's been going good. Now my kids start telling me little shit. Like, my son had told me she put socks with holes on him and was like, this how your mama sent you over here, so you gonna wear these. Just little shit. Then I kept telling them, does your dad know? They're like, no, we haven't told him. So I'm sitting on the couch. I didn't even turn around till something was.
Make sure I didn't.
So from February. So I'm sitting on the couch and I'm reading these papers. And at first I'm just reading them and I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, there is no fucking way anybody is trying to take my kids. I pride myself on being good. So from February, when he filed the paperwork, until April 4th, when we seen the judge, he decided that he wanted to follow the court order. Mind y'all, we have not been back to court since 2015. So our court order was like every Tuesday and Thursday and like every other weekend, because the kids were smaller then. But when as they started to get older and get in school, we just were changing the schedule need be for between me and him. So we had changed the schedule from like every Tuesday and Thursday to like 4 days on, 3 days off, 3 days off. Like, you know, like, and then we just went to week on, week off in 2021. So we have been doing week on, week off from 2021 until 2022 when we get to court. And that's when the judge was like, it can't be that difficult. Like, you guys have came up with a schedule. Like, she agreed to it. And you didn't have to come to court then, but now you're here saying she's difficult. Like everybody is just dumb and can't see through the bullshit. But I digress. So we get out of court. Now we have on paper, week on, week off. Okay? Nothing he wanted, didn't get nothing he wanted. Now we're going through and just shit is happening. Like, Lady Glitter Sparkles is picking at my kids, bullying my kids, saying little slick shit to them when their dad is not around. And I'm telling them, y'all have to tell the stranger. Y'all have to tell him, because to me, at this point, he cannot know that this is what's going on. Because in my mind, you're never going to let nobody do this to your kids. You're never going to let nobody bully your fucking kids. Because I would never. I'm in a relationship too at this time. So, and we're together. Like, we're in a serious relationship too. So, and they don't have the issues that they have over there. Because my man is not bullying our fucking children. Duh. So, when 2022 comes, so now, like, they just saying things and I'm not saying nothing. I don't say nothing to him until my kids express to me that they do not want to call this lady Foxy. You know, I'm like, Foxy? Let me read y'all the definition of Foxy.
What in the entire hell? They make sense. She looked like Lady Glitter Sparkle. So now she gotta have the kids calling her something that's opposite of that. Child, Foxy? Who wants children to call them Foxy though? That's so weird in itself. But let's hear the definition, child.
Resembling or likened to a fox. The informal definition, sexually attractive, typically used of a woman. So either you want them to call you something saying that you are close to having a dog face, or you want them to call you something that means sexy. And I don't think that's fucking appropriate for a child.
Absolutely ain't.
Mind you, my problem with that is, we're in 2022. They got married at the end of 2021. What were they calling you before you got married? So just because you got married, now all of a sudden, they have to respect the parent in the house. They're going to respect the parents in the household. They're not going to call anyone by their name because you got married. This lady is a stranger. They just met her a year ago. And you are telling them that they have to call her something that they're not comfortable calling her with. And I don't play that. If my kids aren't comfortable with something, it needs to be fucking addressed. It's so easy to just address something. Hey, they not comfortable calling you that. They need to call you that. It's simple. That is so simple. But people want to argue and fight. Mind you, now we're on Talking Parents. They never talked on the Talking Parents app before. Who told you about this fucking Talking Parents app? I wonder. Let's all put our minds together and think. So, we go through 2022, whatever. Let's fast forward to 2023. There's little shit happening. There's little things happening. There's little things happening. There's little things happening here and there. I decide I have to use discernment, and as an adult, don't address every little thing my kids bring to me. I know that it's going on, and I know what's going on. But I also know, and I have to reassure them, your dad does not know. I know that he will not let anything happen to his kids. I know that. I trust that in his presence. But I also know it's being done behind his back. And you're doing little and saying little slick shit and trying to manipulate my kids emotionally and doing things to get at them and get in their mind. But you know, and then you're going to lie about it if they bring it to their dad. So I'm telling my kids during this time, like, y'all gotta tell your dad, y'all gotta tell your dad, y'all gotta tell your dad. I was telling them this for 2 years, to the point where it got to the point where I'm like, why are y'all not? They're telling me, and certain things I'll address, certain things I have to just teach my kids. Now I'm teaching them about fucking weirdos. People are weird, people are miserable, and people are mean and evil. And they're gonna do things, and they're gonna pick at you, but it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. Always tell the truth. You cannot lie to me, because if you lie to me, I cannot defend a lie. And I'm going to stand 10 toes down behind y'all every time. These are the conversations I have to have with my kids, because they are seeing it all happen. And we're the only one, me and my kids, went through this together. And nobody understands that but fucking me, apparently. Nobody was asking my kids how they feel. Nobody was checking on them. Nobody was saying, like, is anybody mistreating y'all? How are you? Nothing. For years. So, I had to just, and if you ask my kids, what do I tell y'all? They're going to say, it'll get better. That's all I can tell them. It's going to get better. 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 That's all I could tell him. So boom, fast forward to 2023. So now I know all this little slick shit is happening. I know he don't know, but he knows the little things that I'm saying. But now they're still trying to push the narrative that I'm a bitter baby mama and I'm so mad that they got married, right? But now I know they're trying to push this narrative because whatever. I don't fucking know. Their relationship not going the way they need it to go. You did some foul snake shit and you trying to make it seem like you're trying to prove a point that doesn't need to be proven because I don't give a fuck. So, but you're not going to keep playing in my face or with my name or dragging me through the mud. I'm not going to continue to do this, right? So 2023 come, boom. We have my baby volleyball game. I walk in and it's my homegirl and her dude sitting there. My homegirl and her dude sitting there. So I go sit with her. The stranger is sitting there with me. We cool. Me and him cool. We stopped talking off talking parents. We was just in the gym, ha-ha and kikiing. Me, him, and Lady Glitter Sparkles was sitting 4 or 5 feet away from me. A week before this. At my daughter's practice, so it probably was before a week before this. And he had walked by me and he said something to me and me and him start laughing because we don't have no beef. I don't hold on to shit. I will let shit go, especially when it comes to my kids. One, I'm not playing about my kids and I'm not playing about myself. So I said what I said and I'm going to stand on what I say I'm going to stand on. Period. Right? But I know how to be cordial in a space of weirdos, right? So boom, we get to the volleyball game. I know all this weird shit is happening. I know that my kids is being picked on. We walking out the game and I'm like, come on, y'all. The stranger's like, go, y'all. Y'all mom waiting for y'all. The 2 parents is telling their kids, let's go. As I'm walking away, me and my kids, as I'm like, come on, she's like, hold on. Lady Glitter Sparkle's like, hold on. And then she's like, don't be acting funny. This is what she said to my daughter. So I turn around and I'm like, let's go. Journey, let's go. Because why the fuck are you talking to my kid like she's an adult? She don't know how to act funny. She's a child. As I walked away to my car, all I hear is, she ghetto. That's why her kid's not being raised right. So I turned the fuck around because I am. So from February, when he filed the paperwork until April 4th.
That's the quickest way to get your A toe up. Start talking about my kids and how they raise. That's crazy.
I didn't even turn around till something was said for the second time. The first time I was walking away, I heard, she ghetto. I let it go. Then, she ghetto. That's why her kid's not being raised right. I immediately turn around. As soon as I turn around, my kid's auntie is right. I'm looking her dead in her face. I said, Maya, who said it? She said, you know who said it. So now I'm walking towards the stranger. And now I walk straight up to the stranger and Lady Glitter Sparkles is standing behind him just cheesing with their baby in her hands. You should have put your baby down because when you said that, you had to have wanted to fucking fight. There was no other explanation as to why the fuck you said what you said. And you know I heard you and you know what you've been doing and saying to my kids behind they daddy back.
She did that on purpose with the baby in her hand because she felt like she was protected. That was her security. She knew you wouldn't hit her with that baby in her hands. So she was going to pop her ish to try to rile her up.
So I walk up to him and by the time I could really get into his face, he turned and he like, Destiny. And I'm like, because at this point, I don't need to address no bitch. Did you hear what was said about your kids? Because if I'm ghetto and they not being raised right, I'm only raising them 50% of the fucking time. So I'm confused. So now I'm like, he look at me and he like, Destiny. And I'm like, yeah. And by the time I could like lift my hand up to like, I was really just gonna point in his face. But by the time I could do this, my homegirl came out of, I don't know where this bitch came from. She just swooped me up. And all I hear is, you gonna go to jail, you gonna go to jail, you gonna go to jail. She grabbed my arm and she swooped me up. So now she walking me to my car. So now I go get in my car. She put me in my car and I leave. Okay. When I leave and they get to, when I leave, I guess Lady Glitter Sparkles turned towards the stranger's brother and goes, and you lucky you my brother. Mind you, Maya is an op to Lady Glitter Sparkles just based off of being cool with me. We don't understand weird. You'll never be able to understand weird, right? So we've never tried to understand it. So she immediately goes, you're lucky you my brother. So now the stranger up there at his job that he's so worried about, yelling, talking about, that bitch always got something to say. Talking about his brother girl. So now they go to the car. And I guess his brother was like, I'm about to go tell him, like, your wife started all that shit. So when he go over there to tell him that your wife started all that shit, he go up and turn up. Now he turning up, and now him and his brother getting into it, and he causing all the drama. Mind you, this is just what I'm hearing because I'm gone. Mine happens, we go home. Saturday comes. Now my son has a basketball game Saturday morning. Saturday comes. After the game, my daughter told me, Mommy, please don't go to jail. I said, okay. So I'm not gonna go to jail. I would never do anything to jeopardize being taken away from my kids and having to be put in a situation that I'm trying to protect them from without me being able to do anything about it. Never. I'm a crash out, but I'm not a fucking idiot. And I'm a mother first.
Facts.
I'm a mother first. And also, I'm not gonna just crash out just because it's Tuesday. I'm sorry, I'm not. So Saturday comes, and now I want to fucking fight, right? So now we standing there, and you have so much to say, so say something, because I'm not about to just run up on you because y'all like to call the police. So now she goes, she's just mad because I'm a wife. So I'm like, bitch, what? So now I'm running up. She getting her taser out. She brought a taser to my son's game. What'd you bring a taser for? If you know you didn't start shit Friday, why would you bring a taser, a weapon, on Saturday? So she pulled her taser out, and I'm running up, and now everybody like surround her and pull her into the gym. Now she crying. Now you want to cry. Now everybody's like, Destiny, no, don't do this here. And I'm out like, everybody can shut the fuck up. Everybody sat around when y'all was trying to take my kids last year, and you think I'm about to listen to anything y'all got to fucking say? Everybody's my ops at this point. So now my mama is up there. My mama got her tennis shoes on. She got a white beater on. She got shorts on. My little sister up there, because my little sister is a teenage crash out. So at the end of the day, she going to the gym. They call the police. We go to the other side. Now the police is there. Okay? I end up going home. That she files a police report. Don't know what the fuck goes on. I end up going home. When I get home, I get a phone call from her sister, who I don't fucking know. You don't know me, but do you really want to fight? Yes, I want to fucking fight. Why are you calling me after I just was about to beat somebody ass behind my kids? Are you confused? But you're calling my phone, recording me, y'all. They're recording me. So like a week passed. Boom, 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 boom. Hi, Destiny, I'm serving you. It's a restraining order. Here we fucking go. I didn't even turn around till something was said for the... So, I didn't even turn around. Okay, let's rewind the tapes. Let's gain some understanding of where my mental was during this time, okay? August 2022, I break off my engagement. I immediately start sneaky linking, and my sneaky link turned into a 3-year relationship. Okay. So in the midst of it all, 2021, I had the time of my life. Was traveling. I said, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do in 2021, and did, and had a time. Burned my kitchen down going into 2022. 2022 comes. 2022 was a year from hell. This is when the stranger tried to take my kids for the first time. Like, when I say take them, I mean take them. He wasn't even trying to make me a weekend parent. Like, goddamn. Right?
Right,
so,
like what I do.
Try to take my kids. I'm going through a relationship. Horrible, terrible relationship. Should have never been in it. Mind y'all, I said I'm doing what the fuck I want to do. Right? Go into 2022, horrible year. I'm going through it with my ex. I'm getting attacked at work. It's hard. I'm just going through spiritual warfare. I am at a mental everywhere mentally I'm being attacked. My home life, my work life, my co-parenting relationship. My co-parenting relationship was the easiest thing that I've had for years. Like, I've never had any issues co-parenting from 2015 until 2021. I've never had any issues like the issues that I had, right? So it rocked me. Like, I told my therapist one day, like, I feel like they ripped the rug from under me. And she was like, why do you keep saying that? And I'm like, because like, I never seen it coming. I never seen it coming. That's when she was like, so you just spend all your life walking on eggshells? That's a different story for a different day, because my therapist ate me the fuck up, okay? But anyways, I'm going through therapy. I'm in therapy 4 times a week. 4 times a week. I felt like no matter how much support you have when you go through depression, I don't know if y'all know how depression works, but let me explain something to y'all. Mental health is real. And anybody going through depression, I just want y'all to know, please keep going. You are seeing me on the other side of this camera through everything I've been through, and I've been through a lot. Okay, I've been through a lot. I was prescribed 3 antidepressants in this time, 3 different ones, and I prayed so hard. So during this time, my relationship with God is also growing, okay? Like, I'm also building a closer relationship with God. So as I'm going through 2022 and I'm going through all of my mental health, and, you know, depression ain't no depressed, you're not. It's a roller coaster, and you have to learn how to cope with it. And you have to learn your triggers, and you have to learn what makes you feel like this. And you have to learn not to attach an emotion to everything. And it's so much that goes into mental health. Mental health is a journey. Healing, not healed. I need y'all to understand that, right? So during this time, I never had to take an antidepressant. I cried every single day. My family could come here and tell y'all, they used to tell me, you need to take them. You need to take them. You need to take them. Every day they told me, and I was like, I can't, like, y'all, when I tell you depression feels like you're going through a tunnel, and no matter how many voices you hear of it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay, you're going to get through it. Like, how? It is the darkest space of your life. Like, it is so bad. So I'm going through that. I'm trying to navigate through that. I'm trying to keep my head afloat. I'm trying to stay above water. I'm trying to, both my grandmas end up telling me that year, like, you can't understand weird. And maybe they said that in 2023, but they ended up telling me, like, basically I have to understand that I can't understand everything. I will never understand why anybody is doing mean, evil thing. I will never understand it. All it's going to do is drive me into the ground. So you can never understand weird. I need y'all to understand that. Okay. If you didn't know, put that in your mind. Okay. So I'm going through this depression, and I'm getting better. I stopped crying every day around August of 2022. And during this time, I'm the only person who was asking my kids how they feel, making sure my kids are okay, making sure that they're being bullied at this time. They're being picked on at this time. I'm the only one hearing it, making sure that I have to I can't speak on everything, but I have to make sure that they're okay, because I still have to send them over there. I'm still sending my kids somewhere where I know they're being mistreated, but I'm the only one that knows they're being mistreated, because there's this narrative that I'm a bitter baby mama and I'm mad that he got married. Mind you, I'm in a relationship, so I'm confused as to where the fuck this narrative came from. But anyways, I'm going through all this, right? So boom, fast forward to 2023. It's my birthday. 2023 is my birthday, okay? No, 2022. My birthday of 2022. This is when he tried to take my kids. I had court April 4th of 2022. My birthday's April 3rd, okay? My cousin had sent me a gift, and I didn't read the letter, but I ended up reading it. Let me read it to y'all. Des, happy birthday. These last couple of months have been so hard for you, but you will always come out on top. Your heart will always be in the right place. So even though it's raining now, the sun will come out tomorrow. You already know this, but it's always nice to hear. Bitch, you doing a good job. The proof is in the pudding. Journey and Jace know that they can depend on you to come through for them, no matter what, every time. I pray you don't let these hard times break you. You deserve happiness. You deserve to be loved correctly. You are the one, not the two. For your birthday, I got you these journals. You love writing, and these will help you when you don't know where to start. My hope is that you don't have any more mental breakdowns this year. But knowing you, I hope these will help you cope. I love you. I love you. I love you. 3 times for the hood. I was going through it. I tell everybody, when you turn 30, life just start getting ghetto. So I am not ever the type of woman to just be out here like, I'ma beat you up, I'ma fuck you up just because. You see my nails? I'm not gonna break these just because. But I will. Behind my...
I know those gotta hurt if she gets into a fight. So I I can't say I blame her. If my nails are this long, I'm not out here trying to scrap.
my kids and behind playing in my face, I will. And all this did was make me stronger. And now I can talk to you on the other side of this letter and on the other side of those 3 antidepressants, on the other side of someone trying to take my kids and take me down and break me. In the loss of losing hope and hopelessness and happiness and only feeling sad, I'm here talking to you, and I can tell y'all to get through it. There's another side of the sadness. God will bless you. God will bless you. God has blessed me. I'm in therapy. I'm healing, right? Healing, not healed. Remember that. I received 2, at this time I had received 2 different instructions from God. One was be still, which was me crying every single day in 2022. And towards the end of 2022, once I kind of like dealt with my emotions, because I'm an Aries and I will sweep all my emotions on the rug. I only care the amount that you see me to care. I don't give a fuck. Right? Then my second instruction was to just be quiet. Say nothing. Don't say nothing. So now we're in restraining order court. And my instruction is to shut up. We get to restraining order court. This is how restraining order court starts. In 2010, I started dating my husband, and then we started dating in 2014. I'm the side bitch. Okay, let's rewind the TikTok. You keep banning me from the creator. Okay, let's rewind the tapes. Let's gain some understanding of where my mental was during this time, okay? August 2022, I break off my engagement. TikTok, you keep banning me from the creator program, and I just got back in it 2 days ago. And I think that's actually really crazy because I know it's a hater somewhere watching my videos, probably reporting them to you because I'm over here telling the truth. So this is the first court date. Okay, so this is where they decide to go to trial or not, basically. Like they're going to hear the evidence and set it for a court date. So, because she filed an emergency restraining order, okay? So we go to court, and that's when it starts. Like, in 2010, I started dating my husband, and he really wanted to date me, so he was courting me, and then we went our separate ways, and then we had kids, and then we started dating again in 2014. So as I'm sitting here, and I'm like, I thought you were afraid for your life. Why are we sitting here listening to your dating story? So basically, because the narrative is, I'm mad that she's the wife. Basically, I just want to fight because she's married to the stranger, right? That's basically what the narrative is that everyone's trying to spin. I'm just mad, and I'm mad because he's moved on. I've never gave a fuck because I moved on too. I'm confused why no one's grasping this. Like, right. People are slow. That's just what I've learned over the years. Slow as fuck, right? So,
real.
I have my mom there with me. I tell my mom, you know what's going on. I just need you, just tell them what happened. She gets the fuck up there and goes, all I care about is my grandkids. I immediately, my blood boils because why are you speaking on behalf of my kids? Like, I got it. I don't need you to do nothing but say what happened. That's it. You didn't even get up there and say she had a taser. Like, you had one job. She had one job, right? So now I'm so fucking mad, but like, I'm just sitting there. So at this point, after hearing her, mind y'all, she wrote in her statement that I had keys coming out of each of my knuckles. Like I was the Wolverine. She went in there and said I was the Wolverine. She was attacking me. I'm afraid for my life. I have to look over my shoulder. She attacked me in front of my kids. My children were present. Are you not going to tell them that you put a taser out on me in front of my kids who are also present? And the reason why I want to beat your ass is because you're treating my kids the way you're treating them and you're bullying them. And I've said from the beginning, if you bully my kids, I'm going to bully you the fuck back. And I've stood on it. But whatever. The judge tells me, I can feel your anger from here. So when he tells me that, like, but he tells me that, so now I'm like, okay. I leave court like, I'm so mad. And like, no matter if I'm showing it outward, you can still see it no matter my body language, right? That's when I'm starting to realize that I have to figure all of this out. Okay? This is court for the restraining order. They give her a temporary restraining order. So from now until we go see a judge, and I think it was like 3 months later that we went to see a judge, the judge told her in this first court date, the threshold is very low. You need more. You need more evidence. Okay? Because what you're saying is not. You need witnesses or something. Okay? So boom, during this 3-month time that she has this temporary restraining order, mind you, the stranger was not at this court date. Was never at this court date. They added his name as a protected party in the home. Okay? I need y'all to understand that. This is 3 months. In this time, my kids are still playing sports. They are still playing sports. They're still doing at the community center. So I still have to go. I'm not going to support my kids. So I'm going to their games. Okay? But I had ended up, so.
I know that's right.
From there to when she gets the regular, then now we go see another judge, but we go see a commissioner. It's not a judge this time. Okay? Now we go see the commissioner. Now it's a different dude and I'm quiet. I'm not saying anything. Like I can't defend a lie. Literally, that's where I'm at right now. I cannot defend a lie. How do I defend myself against a lie? Like, I just have to let the lie be the lie. If they want this, and this is what I'm telling my family, no one's understanding why I don't say nothing, okay? Because I say nothing. I get to court. Now he's there. And now they're like, now he told the judge that my homegirl tackled me. That she tackled me because I was so aggressive and outraged. That's what he tells the judge. Looking at me dead in my face. Don't look over here because y'all lying under oath is insane. So now they get up there, they team it up against me. They say that basically that I'm this and I'm that. And all I say is I'm not a threat to her. So now they're showing the DMs from 2021. We're in 2023. They're showing them these DMs in 2021. But I'm not saying nothing to this judge because her restraining order has nothing to do with my kids. And that's all I give a fuck about. Now she's like, now my social media gets brought into play because now I'm on TikTok and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about that restraining order. Give me a restraining order for infinity to beyond and beyond. I don't care because it's only about my kids. This girl is a stranger to me. I do not know her. She does not know me besides me having kids with the stranger. I am also a stranger in their story. To everybody. No one knows me, right? So I'm on my TikTok and I'm telling them, I'm on TikTok making videos like I don't give a fuck, like, right? So now my TikTok is coming into play because now I'm now speaking on what's going on and now the narrative they're spinning, now the truth is now the other side of the story is starting to come out. So now they're bringing my TikToks up. Okay? Now they're bringing up my TikToks. So the judge goes, what do you have to say about this? And I said, I'm not a threat to her. And he goes, well, this list right now, like, you need to understand she's always going to be here. Like, I don't want to hear that. You don't know what's going on, right? So he gives the restraining order for a year, okay? This is in 2023. Gives a restraining order for a year. I know this restraining order has nothing to do with, but I asked them in the restraining order, I need you to put in the restraining order. I need it to be written on there because the last judge didn't write it on there when I said I have to go support my kids. So now they only have a restraining order for 25 yards. A 25-yard restraining order, okay? So I'm still able to go to my kids' games at this point because these are my kids. I don't know where the fuck they live. I don't know where she works. I don't call her. I don't see her. So your restraining order is basically because you talk shit and I was going to beat you up. That's really what the restraining order was for. You was treating my kids bad, and you finally said something about him in front of me, and I asked you who the fuck said it, and you were scared. That's what this restraining order is about. Okay? So she gets the restraining order for a year. Let him have it. I'm telling my family, give it to him. I give it to them. She gets the restraining order for a year. A year of bliss. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, if they get the restraining order, you cannot communicate with me. There's no communication. I blocked everybody from my phone. Everybody in this family. Nobody can contact me on my phone. Talk to me on Talking Parents. I have a court order. At this time, I'm also going to court simultaneously for custody. He took me back to court in 2023 to try to get full custody of my kids. So now, and in between him trying to take me back to custody take me back to court to get full custody, now she has the restraining order. So now they have this restraining order. I have gotten the police called on me at least 3 times at my kids' games since they had this restraining order. Mind you, one band, one sound. We was up there at me and my homegirl. My homegirl will call me like, Destiny, come on the other side of the gym. So this particular incident, I'm at the Johnson Center. This is the first time they called the police on me at the Johnson Center, okay? I walked my homegirl like, Destiny, come on the other side of the gym. They're on this side, you walk on the other side. I walked all the way around the gym, right? And as I'm walking around, my daughter, I would take primes to them. So even if it's their dad's week and I'm going to their games, I would stop and get them Gatorades, like primes. It was big at this time. And I would get me something. I get them their primes. I got them 4 because my daughter told me that Lady Glitter Sparkles told her, how come your mom only buys things for you and Jace? I take care of you. Hold on. I got the So this is the first court date. Okay, so this is where they decide to go for, I take care of you, you and Jace and my kids. Why the fuck does that have to do with anything? Like, why are you telling my kids that? So I had to explain to my daughter, like, does your dad buy anything for my dude, had a daughter at the time, for her? Like, or no, because why would he do for her? Right?
Exactly.
So I bought 4 primes because my daughter had told me, can you please get them a prime? She voice messaged me. Can you please get them a prime? I said, okay, I buy 4 primes. I'm walking up to the game. My son sees me. He walk out, Mommy. I get my stuff out the bag. I get my son the bag with the 4 primes in it. All I do is hand him the bag. I walk around. I'm sitting there and I'm looking and I'm like, where my daughter at? She come in late and I'm looking at her and I'm like, I'm telling my homegirl, like, something not right, like something off. Like, she's off. She look funny. They play their game. I walk outside. The police is like, hi, are you Destiny? You have a restraining order against you? So this is hold on. I got the police calling me so many times, I'm getting my days mixed up. So let's backtrack. Forget about the primes. Let's talk about the volleyball game. Okay, so this is after the restraining order where I'm at the volleyball game. My homegirl on the phone and she like, all right, Des, come around the other side, everything, right? So I'm sitting there and it's getting closer to the game. Everybody's there and I'm like, where is Jeremy? Or whatever, right? So when she come in, she's sitting there and then she's looking at me and I'm like, I'm telling my homegirl, like, something not right. Like, something's not right. Like, something wrong with her. Like, something wrong, right? After the game, when I come out of the game, mind you, it's not my week. So if it's not my week, I say bye to my kids, I bounce. I gotta go. I come out, it's 2 police officers. They're like, are you Destiny? And I'm like, no. And I'm like, yeah. Destiny, what's up? And they're like, they said you have a restraining order that says you're supposed to be 100 yards away. So this actually is before we even go back to court to get it finalized. And that's why I told the judge, you need to switch that because y'all know what they said, but y'all want to act stupid because what this paper says. So whatever. That's the first time they called the police on me. All I did was go to my daughter's volleyball game. So come to find out, my daughter was looking like that because she knew that they were calling the police on me. They were calling the police on me and she knew that. And I think that's the day that, because now I'm still not, that's the day that Lady Glitter Sparkles kids told my kids like, oh, your mom about to go to jail. So my children have been also seeing all of this play out, right? So this is why My kids have been seeing all this play out, and I've been having to just tell them, like, I'm going to be okay, right? But I'm going through. This is adding on to a part of my depression because now I'm still not understanding. Like, you got your restraining order, now y'all just being weird. Mind you, I keep telling the stranger, this ain't for you, but he keep wanting to say, I have a restraining order, I have a restraining order. No, you don't. You need grounds for a restraining order. You don't have grounds. You're a protected party in the home because you live there. I let it go. Now, fast forward to the primes. That was a...
Before she moves on, that's grimy that they're inserting the kids into the mess by way of, oh, your mama's going to jail. And then you got the other kids taunting their kids. And that's too much. I can't stand when people want to insert kids into the mess. Let them be kids. Let them not be in grown people's business. So now you got that girl crying and feeling away because y'all telling her that, you know, her mom's going to jail. You got the kid taunting her. Y'all talking about what's going on in front of her. Why would y'all do that? Boy, karma, when it spin the block, it spin the block.
First time the police got called on me. Now, I'm at my daughter's volleyball game again. I bring Gatorades, primes. I go to 7-Eleven, I get 4 primes because what my daughter asked me to do, because of what is being told to her and put in her mind, okay? As a child. My son sees me. He runs up to me. Her kids are with my son. So naturally, they run up, but they don't come up to me. I take my stuff out the bag. I had a cranberry grape and I had some chips. Gave my son the bag of Gatorades and I walked. I gave him the Gatorades. I walked around, watched the game, go home. I get home, like 20 minutes later, my phone rings and I'm like, hello. And they're like, hi, this is Officer so-and-so from the police department. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, I just want to talk to you about the incident that happened today. And I'm like, what incident? And they're like, with the Gatorade. And I'm like, with the Gatorade? I said, did you talk to my son? Because if you talk to my son, he's going to tell you I gave him the Gatorade. Yeah, you gave her kids Gatorade and there's a restraining order. I said, did you talk to my son? My son, I gave my son the Gatorade. Well, maybe you should just tell your son, don't come up to you. I said, I will never tell my son not to fucking run up to me when he see his mother. Maybe she needs to tell her kids. That's what I'm telling the police officer. Maybe she needs to tell her kids when they see me and my son come up to me to not run up to me.
That damn part. What do you mean? And then for them, they are strategic. They're plotting on her. Because if it was such an issue, why'd you wait till after the game? Why'd you wait? If it was clean cut that she violated something, why you didn't call cops right then and there? You wait till after the fact? That's some old sucker-ish. And then on top of that, because of Gatorades? Because I'm not mean and want to exclude your kids? Wow. When I tell you, I would have to sit down with my kids like, listen, this is what it is. Because clearly they're playing games. They're doing that. They're putting stuff in the kids' minds. And so she's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place trying to, not make the kids feel away. But then they're using that same thing that she's doing. Like they're weaponizing it to get her in trouble with the law. And you can tell, for me, I feel like this story is like reliving it for her. She doesn't have tears in her eyes, but it looks like she was crying. It could be just how she looks. Some people sometimes have glossy eyes and stuff like that, but this ish would piss me off.
But I would never tell my son, don't acknowledge his mother because of a weirdo. Are y'all right? Boom. My kids get home. That's when they're telling me, like, my son's like, I told them that you gave me the Gatorade. So you told my kids that basically I'm a bad person because when I buy them Gator Prime, I only buy them Prime. which I've never done. I've always bought for. One day, it's just my homegirl daughter was right there. She wanted one, so I gave it to her. Like, I don't treat kids like that. Like, I'm not a weird bitch. Then, when I bring the Gatorade, you now call the police on me over Gatorade, a prime. You're calling the police on me. Like, y'all, once I give it to God, I fall off the face of the earth. Now, the strangers blocked from my phone. You can't talk to me. My kids have their own phone, so I can communicate with my kids through their phone. So I'm not tripping. I call them, text them, whenever. They call me, they text me. We good. Simultaneously, as they're calling the police on me, I'm going to court as well, fighting for custody, because I got taken back to court again for full custody again, because now they're trying to use the restraining order and everything else against me, right? So I'm in court. I asked, I don't know if it was in 2022 or if it may have been in 2022. I asked the judge, I do not want her around my kids by herself because of the things that she was saying to them. I knew it was a stretch, but I needed it on court record that I said it. So when I said it, it's on court record that I stated these things. So remember that. They told me they couldn't, I knew that, but I needed it on court record, okay? 2023, after all this and all them calling the police on me and I'm just praying and praying and praying, I give it to God. We end up seeing a new judge. Don't know where she came from. And he asked for his address to be confidential at this family court date. He asked for his address to be confidential. And during this time, my daughter had said something to me one time like, Mommy, I know you won't come like pume our house up or anything. Like, where are y'all getting this? Someone saying something around them or to them to make it seem like I'm just this violent person. With them in it, like that's what y'all are telling them. So he goes, he gets his address confidential. The judge tells him, I think that a mother should know where her children are. Right. But since you want to feel so safe from somebody who don't give a fuck about you, but please make it confidential, Your Honor, forever. He's also in court trying to make it seem like I'm talking to my kids about things I shouldn't be. She's talking to them about court and about grown people things. You're doing all of this in front of them. You're calling the police on me in front of them. And you think I'm the one telling them things and putting things in their head? So I should talk to your kids. Nothing happens in custody court. Everything stays the same, except I now tell them my kids cannot play sports at this place, at where their dad works, because their dad works there. They cannot play sports up there. I can't go up there comfortably. Me and my kids are being, like, I can't go see their games. I stopped going to their games because I was getting the police called on me so much and it was causing so much turmoil and anxiety in them that I was going to get in trouble from coming to support them that I stopped going. And that was the hardest thing I did. Like, for my kids to, like, I can't come support my kids as their mother and that's all I've done is be a supportive mother is insane. But that's what the fuck they wanted. So in my court order, they're not playing up there. Y'all got me fucked up. Neutral territory. You don't need to come to my kids' game if you got a problem with their mother. We have to meet at the police station for drop-off and pickups. Mind you, my kids have legs and they could walk outside like they've been doing for years and get in the car. But y'all want to meet at the police station. Okay, so we'll do that. Other than that, everything else stayed the same. Nothing in my custody changed. Okay, so now we're going into 2024. There's a restraining order in place for a year. The custody didn't change. They keep bothering me because they're weird. Now we're going into 2024. Now my TikTok is starting to go. Hold on. In 2023 was way better than in 2022. But during this time, now I'm starting to gain a relationship with God. I'm reading my Bible. I'm in my Bible. I read a scripture. Let me tell you the scripture. in 2023. Hold on. I got the police calling me so many times, I'm getting my days mixed up. In 2023 was way better than in 2022. But during this time, now I'm starting to gain a relationship with God. I'm reading my Bible. I'm in my Bible. I read a scripture. Let me tell you the scripture I read as I'm going through this. Because, a lot of people like to be like, God, this, I'm God, to put on this facade. And if you don't have your own relationship with God, it can be intimidating because, dang, you're not reading your Bible. We only hear what people tell us about God. Until you get your own relationship with him, you will never understand. So I read a scripture and it said, people will speak from me from their mouths, but their hearts will be far from me. Right. And that's when I started to really dive into my Bible, because it's just the truth and instruction and discipline. And I had to realize I had to be disciplined. So I'm going through all these seasons and I'm healing and I'm working on myself and I'm reading books and I'm doing all these things. And at this time, as I'm going through all the police getting attacked, on the other side of it, I'm not talking to them. They don't know me. I need y'all to understand that. I'm doing all of this simultaneously as going through it. So now the battle that I fought in 2020 is not the battle I'm fighting today. It's a completely different battle. The battle I fought in 2023 is not the battle I fought in 2024. It's a completely different, and you can just see it, right? So I've learned to get a grasp on my emotions as much as I can. Behind my kids, I will smile in my mugshot. I don't care. Behind my kids, I'm standing 10 toes, right? But things that started to get better. So all I could tell my kids was, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. A part of my healing journey, I had to forgive the stranger. And I've never told him this. I literally had to forgive him because in my mind, to get through everything, I had to tell myself, I know he would never let anything happen to my kids. I know he would never let anything happen to my kids. And I knew for sure he didn't know what was going on. Those were two things I knew for sure, two things I knew for certain. And that is kind of what helped me get through. And then my kids, once I started to just give them game and let them know, we leave weird where weird is at. Nothing has to do with you. What people say to you. My baby had insecurities. People were telling, it was a lot going on. Okay. And, I noticed my baby, her personality started to change. It was just a lot that I was dealing with as a mother, on top of having to get myself together. But now I'm single now. I'm not in a relationship. They tried to use in my court order that I bust out my ex windows. What the fuck does that even have to do with you? Where did they get that from? My TikTok. So let's talk about TikTok. So now, when they did all that stuff to me, I posted TikToks about it, okay? When I posted the TikToks about it, they had brought them to court. It really didn't go far, but my TikTok it really didn't go far, okay? Whatever. I got off TikTok because I didn't want my platform to be based off of baby mama and baby daddy drama. That's not who I am. That's what I go through. This is what I went through, and it's what I've been put through. It's not who I am. It's just something that I have to deal with. And unfortunately, it was hard. And I dealt with it in the way that I needed to deal with it, right? So I'm also going through Destiny, are you handling the situations the way you need to? Are you doing too much? Because I can go up 0 to 100 real quick, right? So I've learned I'm just getting better. I'm just getting stronger, and I'm just learning to deal with situations differently. And God is showing me how to deal with these situations. Mind you, I prayed about it, gave it to him. So now these situations are just I'm not feeling as tired. And I remember I'm on the phone, so now I'm just teaching my kids. Before I hung up with my kids, I tell them, keep your mind right. I was telling my kids this for a month. Keep your mind right. Keep your mind right. Keep your mind right. One day I asked them, do y'all know what it means when I say keep your mind right? What do y'all think I mean when I tell y'all that? And my daughter was just Like, don't let nothing get to me. Just know we're gonna be okay, and God is watching. And my son said the same thing. Exactly. That has nothing to do with you. Anybody, yo dad don't know. I'm advocating for their dad. I'm advocating because his relationship is important with his kids, and they deserve a good relationship with their father. And they also deserve to be loved by whoever their father chooses to love. And the fact that my kids are being subjected to bullshit because of nobody giving a fuck about how they feel is insane to me. So at that point, I knew you doing the right fucking thing. And then when my grandma told me I was, oh yeah, y'all can't tell me nothing. Because I have to protect my kids. It's only about my kids. I have to protect my children. Okay? So 2023, I'm going. Everything is getting better, right? Now, the reason for me not saying anything and just allowing the restraining order to just be what it was because I needed a year of peace. I just needed me to not be the narrative in whatever was going on. Okay? Whatever was going on, I cannot come near you. You can't talk to me. You can't see me. I can't go here. I can't go there. I even let the stranger believe that he had a restraining order on him too this whole time. That's what I've been telling. Co-parenting hard as hell, because all I keep hearing is I have a restraining order. 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 It had been peaceful for a minute, right? To where like me and the stranger start talking. Like I had called him one day, and like we had just been cordial. We've been cool for a minute. And I had called him one day, and I told him like they need to be back in sports, and I do not mind them playing there because it's just easier for everybody. He works there. It's just easier for everybody. I just can't deal with what I dealt with. I can't deal with it either. I wanted to talk to you anyways because I want to spend more time with Jace and all these other things. And I'm like, that's fine. I know why there's no man in the home. So now I'm like, don't try to make it seem like my home is less of a home because I don't have a man here. Because there was a man here. And unfortunately, there ain't one no more.
Yeah,
but we're fine. And I shouldn't need a man in my home, and they have a father.
Facts. That's
active father. A man in my home should not matter. I have a relationship with my kids, okay? So he's like, I just want to spend more time with him. Cool. Come get him. He comes and he gets him. At this time, my kids don't have phones no more. He's like, I don't want them to have a phone. They've been not had a phone over here. They've been not had a phone. Okay. So now I have to call his phone to talk to my kids. But I'm calling blocked every time. Star 67. My number will not pop up on your phone because you like to call the police. I only call to talk to my kids. That's it. And when I call and talk to my kids, the conversations are probably a minute and a half. Good morning. How y'all day? Hope you had a good day, especially if they're going to school. That's it. How was y'all day? That's it. A minute and a half. When going to 2024, March 12th, I'm texting my kids, and it's before school. And I'm calling, they're not answering. And then my daughter is texting me, but she's telling me she's asleep. Then my son texts me, and he's like, Mom, can you and Lady Glitter Sparkles be friends? Red flag.
What? How she texting you saying she's asleep? There's definitely something going on. Something was definitely weird. Something weird was definitely happening, I should say. But child, there's more to this story time. I don't want it to be too long, too extensive. Soak this one up, and I'm coming right behind this one with another one to get the rest of the story. Because when I tell you sis got a story to tell, I mean, she ain't playing. So, We're going to get into the rest of it in the next one. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Let me know what y'all think about it. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
Listen, I like chocolate girl, all shades, different flavors. She a diamond and a pearl. She a goddess with a mentor, yeah. Cinnamon swirl. She relate to what I've been through, yeah. Queen of my world.